Dear Mr. Fantasy Baseball. Hey everybody, welcome. This is episode number 4. My goodness, I can't believe it. We are working through all different configurations here, our microphones, our setup, and but we were happy to be here. We're excited. Today's topic is this season's, surprises thus far. So there you go. Pete, how are you doing, buddy?
Good. Doing well, Keith. How about you?
I'm doing well. I got something to mention here. I've been trying to work on my sleep at night. Oh, and this guy knows this. I got my Fitbit. I'm always tracking my sleep. Having a reoccurring dream, which is, and I may have mentioned this to you, but the idea is, in this reoccurring dream, it is me in college. And I'm with Professor Davis, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
who
sure.
you know well. He likes to build guitars.
Zephaniah, sure.
Sure. And in this ongoing dream that pops up every so often, I'm not going to class enough. And it's like, I know this is so weird. So I'm like, I'll be driving to class in the dream, getting all set up and everything, and like knowing I haven't been to class and that I don't know what my grade is either. That's the other thing. So I've got these two things just like weighing on me. And the dream never ends with any closure. I never find out what my grade is. And it's just like the weirdest thing. And I don't know what that tells me about myself.
So later in life, like undergrad or grad stuff?
You know,
it doesn't matter.
It will still pop up, and it is so vivid. I will wake up going, thinking I have to like turn something in.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. So anyways, I just wanted to share that because, like I said, I've been working on my sleep, and I'm trying to get 8 hours every night.
So when you have that dream, does that say good sleep or bad sleep? That's good sleep, right?
I think it's good sleep, but it's weird because...
Well, so you get a little rating, right?
Sure.
So
I know. Yeah, usually it happens
yeah.
when it's, yes. There's different things. There's REM sleep, there's deep sleep, there's there's all these different ones. I don't necessarily know which one's the best.
Okay.
But anyways.
Does it give you a percentage, like 85%, 90%?
It does, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what that's a sign of, the whole school and you wake up.
Uh-oh, what?
Well, you don't have any guesses?
I don't know.
Anxiety,
No.
of course.
Well, sure, yeah.
You're anxious about something.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's
yeah.
something that you haven't done.
Life.
Or something that you... Yeah, but I wonder what that could be.
It's weird. I don't know.
Baseball. Fantasy baseball.
Probably fantasy baseball. There
Yeah.
you go. Nice segue.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, let's see. We're in what, almost a month into the season?
Yep.
And how are things going for you?
So just to reiterate, Keith and I are in a 10-team season points league, total points league. And I'm pretty happy. I had the overall, I think I had the 8th pick. You were at the 7th right before me, so we were kind of going back and forth in the draft. You know, thankfully, my season hasn't blown up like some of ours in league due to injury, knock on wood. So...
No doubt. No, me
I don't
neither.
have Strider. I don't,
yeah.
or
My team's just really bad.
But like you have Seawald who's on the IL.
Yeah.
I really haven't had, again, knock on wood, no major injuries.
Yeah, and
so
that's
very
critical.
helpful.
I mean, that's absolutely critical. So no,
So I'm in second. I'm in happy. I was first yesterday, and
yes,
then
you were.
Where are you, Keith?
I think I may be in 8th place.
Yeah.
Oh boy. But in my defense, here's the thing, and this is what happens in our league: is the pitching will, especially at the beginning of the year, it's like I have no wins. I've got barely any wins. I've got 2 saves. And just to give you like how bitter I am about that, last year I had Clay Holmes, and he was like all over the place, wasn't doing well at all. This year I think he already has 10 saves.
You're stealing my thunder. That's one of my surprise players.
Nice. Well, you can
Good
talk.
job.
You can talk more at length about him.
I was
later.
going to say, so obviously I was going to quiz you. Who is leading the leagues and
Unbelievable.
And he was so inconsistent. I knew you drove me crazy last year.
Drove me nuts.
And well, the Yankees are doing well. They're
doing
they
okay.
Split with the A's. I was very
I know,
happy. We
yeah.
gotta take one. We got to take the third one today.
Absolutely.
But they're 15-7 or something. So of course he has a lot of opportunity.
Yes.
For saves, but. Yeah, funny. So, saves. And Paul Sewell, who you have, is on...
He's up in Reno. He's supposed to be pitching here pretty soon, so we'll see.
Leclerc has not helped you out
Leclerc
whatsoever.
I think he literally has negative points.
I think I laughed when you drafted him. I'm like, oh,
Well,
God.
it's funny, too. Now they have Kirby Yates is like been lights out. And of
but
course...
you didn't get him.
And of course, the guy in first place has him. I'm like scrambling. I'm like, wait, let's get Kirby Yates. No, that ain't happening. So...
That's on top of things.
It happens. Anyways, so... All right, well, like I mentioned... Today's topic is surprises this year, and I guess I'll go first if that's
sure.
cool.
Go ahead, please.
I'm actually very interested because I don't think this person has come up. And because Pete's always constantly quizzing me about like what we're gonna do and like maybe the players I'm gonna be looking into. Let me get the computer where I need it to be here.
Sure.
And, let's, oh boy, and of course it's like not in the email thing. Here we go. Oh, there we go. So real quick, no, that picture's the wrong one. Okay, so the first person I'm coming up with is this person.
Of course.
And I have him on my team, and he's awesome. That would be Jared Jones.
Someone you didn't draft in a waiver wire.
Yeah, for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Oh my goodness, this guy. So high strikeouts. I mean, he's got like 38 strikeouts in 28 innings. He's been just really doing great job. He is interesting. When you look up, it's kind of like he came out of nowhere in a sense. And if you look at his minor league stats,
Unimpressive.
I mean, his Ks were insane.
ERA of 4.
But ERAs, yeah. Wins and losses weren't very good. And so it was just funny. And then all of a sudden he got a chance and this other guy got a chance. And I believe they both made the rotation, but he was lights out. So the first game against the Marlins, he goes crazy, 10 Ks, does great.
Marlins.
And but I mean, here's the thing. He's the 9th rated pitcher at this point. He reminds me a lot of someone from Pittsburgh. If you remember way back when at the beginning of Garrett Cole's career, I mean, the guy can reach back and go 98, 99 if he needs to, and then he has 3 other pitches, and he's really, really awesome. I mean,
I would say he's the biggest surprise, at least pitching wise, of the season, no doubt. Because you got how far? When did you pick him up after his first start?
After the first start.
Yeah, he is the talk of the town, man. He is good.
Yeah, and he's not a big guy. I guess he's only like 6 foot, 185, but they say he's like kind of got this bulldog mentality thing. And yeah, he's just been great. Did you happen to catch him strike the one guy out?
No.
So he throws like a tight slider, but he also, what's that thing they're throwing this year? It's
slurve.
It's like a slurve, or they're calling it something else. It'll be right here in the video, but he throws this pitch, and it's more of like it's like a flat slider that comes in kind of from right to left. And this poor left-handed hitter who's doing great, by the way, for Milwaukee, he like goes to swing but can't, and then like thinks he's gonna get. It's ridiculous.
No kidding.
He like falls over. It's
called
great.
strike 3.
Yeah, I think on the swing even he got called strike 3. It was incredible. So, anyways, he's been awesome. I picked him up, like I said. I guess my question to you is, if you're in a Roto league, not like for us, he's great because he's high strikeouts,
points.
He's lots of points. But if you're in a league where you're like trying to count wins or specific categories, would he be someone you would be interested in?
Absolutely, he should be on anybody's team, points or rotisserie. He's getting wins. The Pirates are good.
Surprise! Yeah,
I mean, no, they're going to continue to be good. I think. I mean, their lineup is decent. Their pitching is with him, and Paul Skeens is supposed to be coming up.
Oh, Pete loves Paul Skeens.
Loves Paul Skeens. So yeah, no, I would have him in any league. He's fantastic. In fact, it's funny you brought him up because yesterday Keith rejected a trade offer of mine.
Oh, there you go.
So I offered not to get
too in
the weeds of our, but I offered him Carlos Rodon for Cole Reagans, and he declined it. It's a fair trade, but I thought about offering you asking for Jared Jones, but that was stupid. I knew that would be declined like that, so I didn't even.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just right now it's
of
so
course,
early. The
but I
ceiling's
figured,
so
okay,
high.
waiver wire pickup. For nothing I give you.
Yeah,
so,
you're giving me a pretty highly, drafted pitcher there.
But I figured that you believe right now more in Jared Jones than Reagans, right?
Actually, that's a great comparison.
They're right there.
They're right there. That's actually a good question. That'd be a hard one. I mean, so far he's looked great. Reagans has not looked great.
Well, he had a really bad outing, so of course I'm trying to capitalize. Where again, Rodon is not.
We'll see.
He just is not hitting velocity and what he did 2 years ago with the Giants and before that with the White Sox.
No doubt.
And so I'm still waiting for a duplicate season there. But anyway, so we'll see. My surprise.
Who's your first surprise, buddy?
Yeah, on my team is let me ask you.
Okay.
Best second baseman.
Oh boy.
In the league.
Best second.
Well,
baseman.
highest point getter.
Highest point getter, second baseman. Oh, I know. Is it Ketel Marte?
Well, but only behind Mookie. But Mookie Betts is second base, shortstop eligible. But yes, Ketel Marte is having a ridiculous season. Only a home run. He's got 5 home runs. He's a home run behind Mookie. He is like
Unbelievable.
He's unbelievable.
I watched him all series against the Giants. He was crushing the ball.
It's like, but he had such a weird, like, just bad season. If you remember 2 years ago, I got him, I mean, in the 15th, 16th round, has a bounce back year last year, and now he's just unreal. So he's like gone back to what he was back in 2021. But he is just, I love the guy. He's so good.
He is good. And I mean, let's see. Is he leading off for them, I believe?
Yes.
And then Carroll bats second. So it's like, he's like
Carroll
right in the pocket.
third.
Does he bat third?
Yes.
And then maybe.
And who's struggling. It's like, it's funny.
He
The
actually-
Diamondbacks are doing
I know,
great. Like, they score all these runs, and you're like, you always, Corbin, what did he do? Like, Corbin Carroll, not even in the lineup. It's like,
Yeah.
So it's weird. He'll come around, but.
He will definitely come around.
So yeah, Ketel Marte is my first. Not so much a surprise, I guess. It's more about being satisfied. I took him fairly early, hoping
Yeah,
that
he
he
was
would just
not on my
continue off
radar.
of what he did last year.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's hitting better at this point than Altuve and Simeon. And
Although
so-
Altuve is right there, though. I will say.
Altuve is right there
Believe it or
on
not.
a bad Astros
I
team.
keep
How
waiting
bad are the
for-
Astros, by the way? What in the world?
Unbelievable. I
So
mean,
like-
they're righting the ship a little bit now, but the pitching is awful. Hunter
pitching
Brown
is horrendous.
Oh, Hunter Brown barely goes like 4 innings an outing. Believe you me, I got him on my
Well,
team.
Framber's supposed to be coming back, I guess, but I don't know. Maybe it's the
Framber.
Dusty Baker thing. I don't know.
Oh,
That they're missing. I don't
Let's
know.
see. I
So-
don't know. All right, on to my second one, and this one's going to be a little bit. Either you're going to think it's very obvious, or you're going to think it's like not going to be obvious.
Okay.
Or I mean, I don't know. Shohei Ohtani.
Okay. Yeah. I did not see that
Only
coming.
reason being is this, and this is where I'm coming from.
And you should, but I'll interrupt you. You did take him with which pick?
my first pick.
Number one pick. And I thought
Yeah.
that was a little bit. I mean, everybody's kind of like, ooh, okay, all right.
Well, you realize where he is.
I do know where he plays for the Dodgers. Yes,
No,
I'm
I know,
aware
but
of
you
that.
realize where he is in the rankings, right?
No, he's not doing much.
He's second behind Mookie.
Is he really?
He has 106 points. Huh, funny.
Interesting.
And the reason I bring that up is because he hasn't done much at all. But yet
Exactly.
he's so productive because he steals bases.
He started slowly. Yeah, it's because of the base stealing. That's
He's
why.
batting like 383.
No kidding.
Yeah, he's got like 5 home runs.
That is a surprise.
Yes,
Good one.
there you go. And here's the thing about him that I wanted to bring up is, in our league, it's so maddening. For ESPN, you always had to choose between what you wanted to do with him. If he was pitching, you couldn't start him as a hitter, and as a hitter, you couldn't start him as. It was just you had to choose. It's super annoying. This day and age, you would think they would be able to, come up with a way to work around that. But now, I think he's even more valuable because before he would be like 900, 950 points a season with his combined pitching and batting. Now, focusing just on batting, I think he's going to be like a 600 point. He's proven already that he could be a 600 point guy.
Why is he not coming up in the outfield? Do I just have to go to
He's
batters?
you got to go to batters.
Oh, okay.
And he's just been
Yeah, there he is.
unbelievable.
You're right. Yeah, see, that's another reason why I didn't know that, because he comes up. It's hard to find him. He doesn't come up in outfielders. You have to go to
'cause
hitters.
You got to go to
So
DH,
just interesting.
So he's got Mookie's got 115 and he's got and he's got I think 107 or whatever. But yeah, he's incredible. Hasn't even hit a power surge, which
God, you're
he
right.
inevitably will. And I think the thing too is because he can just focus on hitting,
Yep.
he's gonna be. The sky's the limit.
Right.
We'll just have to see what happens. But he's just so. Hitting second behind Mookie and then Freeman right behind him. It's like, come on, it's ridiculous.
You know who's leading the league in home runs, though, Keith? Any idea?
Who would that be?
No clue?
Actually, I don't know.
Because it would be Marcel Ozuna.
Oh, unbelievable.
He's got
yeah.
9 dongs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Unbelievable. And 27 ribbies.
Yeah, there you go. So Shohei for sure. Just as a hitter.
No, that's a
love
great
it.
surprise because
Good.
I had no clue. Because everybody was like, remember the first week, everybody's like, what's wrong with Shohei? Like, even my own kids.
No.
Shohei's not good. Da, da, da. And everybody's like, I'm like, it's the first week. It's
Yeah.
like people thought you should be hitting 1,000 like the first
Yeah,
week or
no,
something.
of course not, yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my God. But I had no idea that he was. Maybe because the Dodgers aren't winning either. They're
The
playing at
Dodgers
500.
they're not out
so,
going
anyway.
crazy. So, anyways. All right, so what's your second surprise?
So my second surprise, and again, I can't say surprise, but I get pleasant surprise, like better than I thought they would do on my team. I like to ask you trivia. Who's the best first baseman in the league right
boy,
now?
best
Do you know? I saw him on your screen. so
Oh
you should-
yeah, Josh Naylor.
Josh
Jeez, my knees.
Naylor.
Unbelievable.
We like those big guys, those big,
Yeah.
beefy baseball players.
Yes, he is big and beefy. And he gets
Crushing.
guy can hit. I mean,
Can
flat
hit.
out.
He doesn't
He can-
strike out.
that's the
It
thing.
used to be
He
like,
hits.
okay, you can only, don't pitch him
Yes.
against lefties. He doesn't come out of my lineup now. I
Yeah.
mean, he's
Oh, no.
incredible.
He is so good.
On a hot team, Indians are 16-7
Yeah.
league.
I remember
My
you're
guy-
like, I kind
Stephen
of like
Vogt.
the Indians this year. I'm like, no, and they're like, what? They're
16-7.
Yeah, doing incredible.
You were always a big fan of Stephen Vogt too, and look who
You like Stephen Vogt?
very likable.
I know. I just to me, I don't know. Manager, the whole thing is so overrated. But yeah, no, I mean, good for him.
Yeah, but
I mean,
there
you're
is
just
something
creating
to it.
buy-in. You're creating buy-in.
Absolutely,
That's what you're trying
You're
to do.
correct.
And he evidently has done it.
I think a
in
bad
Cleveland.
manager is worse than like having a good manager. Like if you have a bad manager that can poison
Sure.
the clubhouse versus a guy. But I think they all believe, and I think he's a real positive guy. I really like Vogt. I think he's great.
Yeah, no, that's great. No, but Naylor's great. Yeah, he's.
What's interesting is one of my favorite players, and looking at the first baseman, we were just talking about the Dodgers and the Dodgers struggling. You know where Freddie Freeman is in terms of
I know, it's
he's
not
at
very good.
he's at averaging 2.6. He's like the 9th first baseman. So
Yeah, it's pretty-
he's behind
pretty crazy.
Vinny Pasquantino, who got off to a really slow start. And who's all of a sudden picked up the pace,
Yeah.
picked up his playing. He's behind Christian Walker, Alec Boehm, Alonso. He's behind Salvador Perez.
Unbelievable.
So, I mean, again, not worried. Freddie Freeman is, the best in the business. He's so good.
Yeah.
But Naylor has really blown me away. He's just such a good hitter. Just an absolute stud.
Not a lot of swing and miss.
No, not a lot of swing and miss. And when you can get a guy with his kind of plate discipline, that kind of beefy guy that can hit the ball out of the ballpark and only strike out, 11 times and whatever it is, 60 at bats.
Yeah,
It's like
unbelievable. Yep.
ridiculous.
Yep.
So I'm very pleasantly surprised that he's continuing to just thrive and crush the ball. Love him. Love him. And
That's-
drafted like late. I'm not
Yeah,
late.
I mean, he
but-
was an after. I mean, not a total afterthought at first base, but
But I thought like, I'll put him in my utility and play him once in a while. But no, he's just an everyday player. I just
That's-
love him.
that is awesome. Okay, so moving on to my final surprise of the year.
Yes.
Do you know? Okay, here's a question for you. I don't like the
Love
question. Who is the number 1 rated shortstop?
It should be Corey Seager, but he is struggling right now.
Interesting.
The number 1. Oh, is it? Oh, I know who it is. I
Oh,
know who
oh,
it
you
is.
know that dude?
I do. I know that dude. Does he play for the Cincinnati Reds?
He
And
does.
His name is Spencer Steer.
No, it's not Spencer Steer.
Oh.
But it is. He is on the
Oh,
Reds.
De La Cruz. Yeah.
Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah. He's-
Wow, is
yep.
all I gotta say.
Yep.
Drafted him like in the 11th or
Yeah.
14th round or something like that.
Yep.
I forget whichever it was.
Yep.
Just same thing. Nothing fancy, but
Yep.
same thing with Ohtani. He runs a little bit,
Runs
so it's
a
like
lot,
even
actually.
if he's
Runs a lot.
Strike. Oh yeah, he leads the league. I'm sorry, he has 11 stolen bases. He leads the league in steals. But that's the thing. If maybe he strikes out a couple times, I get that. But if he gets on base once or twice or 3 times, but here's the thing: he's already up to like 90 points in our league, which is incredible.
He's incredible. Definitely way better in a rotisserie league than a total points.
Yeah.
Because
That's
his lulls
steals.
will be coming. If you remember, he got out of the gate super hot last year too.
Yes.
And then there were times where he was just horrendous. So I think not to be
No.
super pessimistic, but that his lull is coming. He can't.
Yes.
I just there's no way he could do that for this long.
Well, we'll see. I'm interested to see the other. Shoot it! I lost my train of thought. But he's just like I keep going back to the idea is nothing fancy thus far, and yet just production all over the
Just
place.
fill in the stat sheet. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the running. He's just if you ever like, I think his like first highlight last year was just like, wow, you got to watch this kid, the inside the park home run, or maybe that was this year. He is fun to watch, but the bad plate discipline's coming.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm glad you brought that up. So last year he struck out 144 times, and I think he only played in about 90 games.
Okay.
This year thus far, struck out 28 times. So
So he's under 30%, I
Yeah,
think. But
yeah.
he can strike. He's usually
Yes.
And that's like 35%.
Absolutely. But I mean, for me, I was like, it's a bit of an improvement. And if he's stealing bases and he's driving in runs and he's getting to play all the time, I'm all in.
No, absolutely, and better again with rotisserie where negative points don't hurt you, strikeouts and things like that.
Yeah,
Much
that's where
better
I'm going to
than-
have to be careful as his owner. It's like if the strikeouts start to catch up with him,
Oh yeah, you got to sit him for.
I'm going to have to sit him for a bit.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's not quite a set it and forget it. I mean, right now he is, but eventually you may have to kind of just see how he goes. But no, he's hot.
So far, so
No
good.
doubt.
Yeah, I'm very
No.
excited.
I was looking at all the guys you had in your.
Yeah, my hitters are actually not as
Hitters
bad.
are okay.
Yeah, well, my closers are so bad. Someone's got to have some points.
Speaking of closers, and you kind of already ruined my surprise
Oh,
with that,
sorry.
but my last guy, it was Clay Holmes. 9 saves for the.
Is it 9 or 10? I thought he got his 10th.
It's
Okay.
9, yeah. And then, do you know who's second, though? He's a surprise. Your brother-in-law's team. For the Padres.
Yeah. Is it
Suarez.
Suarez, yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but anyway, back to Clay Holmes. What I was going to get at was, you kind of already covered it, but how frustrating he was to you last year. It's like you never knew what you were going to get. And I'm not sure if I'm ready to trust him as an owner. He's not on my team. I don't have him. But if I did, of course, I'm going to keep throwing him out there until he blows a save or
Of course.
So, but I guess what I'm saying is I think the downside is
There's
still be
there's
coming.
potential for some
Blow up.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for blow up. The funny thing, when I drafted him last year and I drafted him pretty high, he had that stretch the year before where it was like I think he had like 23 or 25 saves in a row. It was he was untouchable.
I do remember that. Yeah.
And so he was like really kind of positioning himself to be this like top line fantasy closer.
On a
And then
good
last
club.
year, all of a sudden, the dumb manager Boone, he's like mixing him with King, and then he's bringing also in what's his name, the big lefty Wandy Peralta or whatever. It's like, dude, stick with the closer. Let's go.
right.
So,
Right.
but there was a lot
That's
of
what
that.
Scott Service is doing to you in
know.
Seattle with Munoz.
Munoz is just it's been he actually, you know what's funny? It's so bad. Yesterday they both came in non-save opportunities and both got like just a basic appearance where they both did fine, and I was like, no blown save, great.
Yeah.
I was like, I got barely any points, but yet because there was no blown save in our league, what happens is if they blow a save, it's like minus 14, 15 points, which is a huge loss.
Saves are -5, losses are -5, and then
All the points against you because
Runs,
you're not getting anybody
hits.
out.
Yeah. So yeah, I can blow up in your face. It could be bad.
So you could have a great day going and like, and then like a late game blown save loss. It's like, oh,
-19.
great, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, those are always brutal. So, but yeah, Clay Holmes, pleasant surprise in the reliever department. So
Yeah, he is.
not on my team, but no, he's someone to keep an eye on and definitely a surprise.
Wish he was on my team. So there you go.
Seawald's coming back, buddy.
I can't wait. All right. Well, with that, look at us. Look at we're 23 minutes. Is that if I can?
Oh, nice. It is 23
Look
minutes.
at your position even
Yep.
fine too. Okay.
He's very he likes the
like
feng shui of like
lighting,
like
all this
whatever.
different stuff.
I'm
trying to
probably
do
not
my
looking at the
best.
camera enough. Shaded, whatever.
We're still working through this microphone stuff too,
Yeah.
so we'll see. I don't know. But anyways, I think that's pretty much it for episode 4.
Thanks
Pete.
for watching. Appreciate it. Good
thanks
job,
for being
Keith.
here, buddy. Let's sing ourselves out of here.
All right.
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Dear Mr. Fantasy Baseball.